Ready? So we're basically just going to go over the basic components of the fifth wheel. We're just going to go over everything that's just, well, all the basic components that allow this thing to function and what allows it to, you know, adjust, all the adjustments and everything that's needed. So right here you have your release handle. What this actually does is if you can pull this actually releases the kingpin that locks in here. So as you pull it, actually if you look, you can see it releasing on this part right here. And it allows the trailer to come out through the kingpin. I like that. Alright, this right here is actually the skid ramp, and these are the skid plate. This is when the trailer comes up and gets locked in and sits here. It's normally, on a lot of the newer ones, they have actually a grease all over this. It's supposed to sit there to make sure everything is lubricated and good so that this rust doesn't happen. Alright, so this right here is actually the throat for the kingpin. The kingpin comes and this helps guides it all the way up into here where it actually locks in. So this is the throat. Yeah. Alright, so the throat leads actually up into the coupler, which actually has a locking jaw which keeps the kingpin in place. This right here is what allows the trailer to stay in place while it's actually moving. Actually, the way it's set up, it allows it to pivot and everything, but it stays in place because of the locking jaw. Right here we have the slack adjustable. What this actually does is actually it creates or releases tension on the lock jaw. This actually keeps the coupler when the kingpin comes in. It actually makes sure that it's either not too tight or not too loose as it's in there. Next, we're going to talk about the frame mounted support. As you can see, this is an older model, and actually in order to adjust this right here, this is what the fifth wheel actually sits on. It actually is what supports the fifth wheel. And as this one here, as you can see, it can be adjusted, but it's a lot more work. As some of the newer ones, they just have their spring loaded. All you got to do is use the spring and adjust it. As you can see, this one right here is definitely older. Right here, you actually have your pivot point. So right here, what it does is actually moves the axle up and down. And what that does is as the trailer's in here, if the trailer needs it, whether you're going up hills, down hills, it allows it to actually give so that there's less tension on the kingpin. Alright, so the next thing we're actually going to talk about is the Zerk fitting. Normally it's somewhere in this area on a lot of the newer models, but what it does is actually allows you to get a fitting where you can put grease right inside the pivot point so that this right here can move freely much more easily, much more, it glides a lot more easily. As you can see, I'm having to muscle this a little bit more than what you need to, or it should need to. And what I'm going to do is after that, you're going to see a picture and it's going to be of the Zerk fitting where it is on some of the newer models. What I'm actually about to do right now is actually a fifth wheel inspection. We're going to make sure that we have our tool. What we're going to do is we're just going to sit here, just make sure that everything locks in, make sure it doesn't move. So there's no play right here. Actually, this thing ain't moving at all. All I'm going to do is just last thing is